Hello everyone and welcome to our WWE NXT Stand and Deliver prediction video. Today we're going to be talking all about NXT's big pay-per-view, that being Stand and Deliver, which will be coming to you guys on April 1st at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific.
Make sure to
This
check that out.
is going to be the culmination of the storylines all throughout NXT this year, and it's a pretty good card. It's a card full of it's a card full of upcomers and amazing tag teams, and also just a huge 5-person match and a ladder match as well now that has 6 competitors. It's a crazy culmination, but before we hop into that, guys, don't forget to like this video, to comment, and to subscribe to us here at MoreMadViews. We also have a other YouTube channel entitled MadViews Productions. And what do we do there, Dev, exactly?
We make movies, we make series, we have a good comedy out now. If you like superheroes that are a little bit odd, a little bit edgy, a little bit rude, please go check it out. Mad Lads, presented by MadViews. We have a movie, Savage, is many content on that channel. Please go check it out. We have a lot more coming. I would even say 3 or 4 in production.
Oh.
But you'll know more about that if you follow our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok. We're always posting behind the scenes stuff there. We're always doing more there. This channel is just conversations that me and Matt constantly have and things we already do, and we're just sharing it with you guys. Hence why we ask you to comment and like and share. We want to know your opinions. We want to know what you guys are thinking. So please, out of all these things, comment, share your opinions, because honestly, we wouldn't be making these videos if it wasn't for you guys. So please let us know.
And let us know your predictions down below, all about Stand and Deliver, and we're going to be having a WrestleMania prediction video, all about WrestleMania 39, coming all from Los Angeles, California. They're back in Hollywood, and they're going hard and heavy, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for all of us very soon. On April 1st, and as you guys may know, we are huge WWE fans, and if you guys are too, there are things that you guys can go and check out that we've already done. The Elimination Chamber, we were there, as you can see with Devlin's shirt. We were there in Montreal, Canada, and we did a compilation video, which you guys can go check out now. And we had a prediction video, and we're going to continue to do these prediction videos. So let us know if there's any prediction videos you guys want to see, and know that we have reactions, reviews, and all sorts of other things here on the channel that you guys can go and watch and love now, which you can all find.
A lot of WWE content on this channel, tops and high flyers, the 2K mode. But we do a lot on this channel. Make sure again to subscribe and keep in tune. Ring that little bell. But Matthew, I think it's time we get to predict and we get to this match card. I cannot, before we get into this though, real quick, I would love to say Shawn Michaels has been killing it for what he's been doing in NXT. They switched to the weird colors. Everybody hated it. Since then though, it's been like a new level. They've been doing some new stuff on NXT
really have.
that I've just been loving.
And that's the thing, both HBK and Triple H have really made me love watching wrestling again. You know, there was a time in WWE before Triple H took over that it was starting to get stale. There was a lot of stuff that we've seen that I don't need to re-see. There's a lot of moments that I could have done without, and it was just very predictable. Now I feel like everyone has a chance, and it's great to see these young upcoming stars. The stars of tomorrow in NXT again. And these guys, I can honestly say, even if they were to leave NXT and move up, they have a higher chance to succeed now that Triple H is at the top.
it would be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see them move up. But until we get to that video, I think we should get through this one. Let's get into it.
So our first match comes as a triple threat tag team match.
A tag team match.
And there was actually on the most recent NXT a chance for yet another team to get into this match, but they lost. So now it's only a triple threat. That was, of course, the team of Jensen and Briggs, who will not be a part of this match. But we do have the Creed brothers. We have Gallus, our champions, and we have the D'Angelo family all going against each other in this battle of so many cultures, so many things. Is going to be a hell of a match.
Honestly, it's an interesting match to really look at, because you have the Creed brothers, who are those technical guys.
It's such a thing we haven't really seen before, right? Gallus, they've had moments with almost everybody, but we haven't seen them go one against the D'Angelo family. Is now basically just this tag team, which I don't mind.
Formed team too. Like they just formed last week on NXT. And honestly, like I'm kind of surprised they slipped them this long, but I really enjoy the Creed brothers. Like the whole what was the faction that they had with
Diamond.
I love that team with Roderick Strong. Ivy Nile was in it. Like I love that team. I think they still are kind of like a little bit of a faction. I think they need to rehash something like that. And with this, honestly, I'm really excited with this match. We got like different styles colliding in a triple threat tag team match. That's always fun. So I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with this. Though I do not think Gallus is gonna end up walking out of Stand and Deliver as the tag team champions. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I don't even think they're gonna get pinned. I think it's gonna be the Creed brothers picking it up finally, winning the gold, finally gonna be able to escalate more and more and more. I don't think D'Angelo and Stax is gonna win it, because they're such a newly formed team. To me, it would be too soon, like to make them win the belts. Like they just formed. I know they kind of been a team for like a little bit. Like D'Angelo's been doing things and Stax just kind of got in the ring. It'd be like if Trick and Carmelo became a team magically. Like Trick barely wrestles, so like I don't know. It would be too quick to give them that belt. So I think the Creed brothers, I'm hoping, leave that show with the title and do more with Diamond Mine too.
I mean, absolutely, and I hope that Diamond Mine does repair. You know, they had a whole thing with Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile, and now Ivy Nile was chasing for that moment to also be in the ladder match, which we'll talk about soon. But it is good to see, you know, that they're using everybody. Of course, the Creed brothers definitely are an amazing talent. I do agree. I feel like the Creed brothers are setting on the track to becoming the NXT champions. However, I do not believe it's going to be a send. I think, again, the Gallus team only just got these off the New Day. And I feel like, obviously, there's going to be some underhand attack. There's going to be something that's going to culminate, I think, with some of these other teams. So a team that's not in this, but they are the you know, hosts of Stand and Deliver, or as they put it, Stand and Deliver, Pretty Deadly, are gonna be, I think, coming back into this whole title shot. Obviously, of course, it being a triple threat, there's no disqualification. So I think the Creed brothers are going to get kind of screwed out of their chance. And I think Gallus is somehow going to pick up the win. And then we're going to have a fatal four-way, or we're going to have a scramble or something like that. We have so many good tag teams in NXT that I hope it leads down that road.
That's what I'm really happy with about NXT, and that's another thing. I think Creed brothers might win. I really do like your opinion, though, with Pretty Deadly, with the host getting involved, or... I just love Pretty Deadly. They're such a good team. But I think the Gallus brothers might lose, because I think they're going to get a call up. Maybe. I don't
And
know.
that's the thing.
I'm
It is
just
that time of the year,
thinking.
guys.
I'm just
Keep in
assuming.
mind that a lot of what we may be saying too might also lead to someone getting called up on Monday, someone getting called up on Friday, or around this time, around WrestleMania season. Call-ups are everything in NXT, and there's so many people that have been at that point. Gallus, I would love to see them up. The only thing is, I feel like they get buried at the moment. We have huge WWE tag teams. Not that we have all of them, but I feel like right now there's such
They need to build.
not a huge void, but I think they need to build them a bit more. I think we need to have some WWE guys come down to the NXT in a tag team something, so that we can see that tag division flourish even more. Because when New Day was there, it was phenomenal. It was the most incredible matches you can probably find in NXT tag team history, I would say, was when the New Day was there. Everyone was elevated because they proved themselves against a former WWE champion and now a Triple Crown tag team champion with him and Xavier Woods, right? So that escalated everything, I think. And I think that if it leads towards Gallus coming up, which I hope so, I think we need a bit more longer. Actually, nothing crazy. Or if it does lead to that, I just hope they don't get buried by the Viking Raiders. And
Somebody so quickly. I think the way now that Triple H is doing it, though, I don't feel like anyone can really get crazy buried.
Well, that's the thing, but that's the issue right now is they're technically faces, but you can see them very much as a heel.
Yeah, they
And
give me
the biggest
tweener
heel
vibes.
tag team I can see right now
Yeah, that's a really good
has
point.
to be either the Usos, which they're not going to touch anywhere close to that, or the Viking Raiders, right? Other than that, there's not many big heel tag teams, and maybe if they do that, then they need to turn heel very, very
I
soon.
feel like they just need to start pushing more tag teams into WWE and like more towards Raw and SmackDown, because NXT is just, that's like their strong suit right now, and then they're just forcing tag teams onto Raw and SmackDown. But talking about tag teams, our second matchup.
Yes. So, we are gonna see if the Schism can take down Chase University, ladies and gentlemen. As we have Team Schism taking on Chase U with Duke Hudson, of course, Andre Chase, and of course Tyler Bate joining the fray, and of course Thea Hill. And then we have, of course, the Schism on the other side, run by the amazing, but yet cunning and crazy
Joe Gacy, bro. Love him.
And I feel like this match is kind of a throw-in, but I'm also very happy to see that we have these four they're incredible as having almost an 8-person tag team match, and it being like mixed and whatnot. It's cool to see. My only thing is, why is Tyler Bate there? I love Tyler Bate. It seems like a throw-in. I think it's mainly the setup for Joe Gacy and Tyler Bate to do a couple of things. One, Joe Gacy, an amazing talent. I feel like the Schism is ready to come up now.
I really do like the Schism.
Which is why I think that Andre Chase is winning this. I think that Chase University is going to be winning this. Because as much as they were leaning towards Schism, Chase U, I don't think would play right in the WWE fully quite yet. I don't think they have that star power.
Yeah, no, they need to build.
But I think that Schism and their eeriness can definitely play almost as not like the Wyatt family, but very similar, where you have this eerie entity that's just among us. And I can see that. And of course with Ava, who is actually the Rock's daughter, being a part of this is a good thing to potentially see adding into the bloodline.
The Rock's daughter is the girl in Schism?
Yes.
What the fuck? Actually?
Yes. So it's gonna be good to kind of see that. Hopefully,
I didn't know that.
if she ends up does coming up with the Schism, it'd be cool. But I'd also like to see that potentially go against the Bloodline if we could.
That would be really, really interesting.
And
that's a really good. I didn't know that. I'm shook. I didn't know she was The Rock's daughter. Shit, I didn't know she was that old. I didn't know she couldn't grow up to just start wrestling. Damn. With this match though, to answer your question about Tyler Bate, he's like a monk.
True.
And he was like helping with Thea Hale, the girl in Chase U. He was helping with her anger issues, which is I agree. I think they could have did something else with Tyler.
Don't get me wrong, I love having Tyler Bate a part of it, and I feel
I love that he's in the show, but he could be doing like a singles match, like a different rivalry. I don't know, but
I wouldn't mind him being in the North American Championship, right?
I don't even want to talk about that match right now. I have so many statements on that match that I'm gonna complain about that ladder match, but we shall wait. With this one, I don't think Chase U's gonna take it. I think Schism's gonna take it, and like the reason being was from this week's NXT, it kind of gave me like a hint because it was a promo package and it's Schism and Chase University, and they're like talking to the other kids and putting masks on them, and they're taking over because they're all among us, like you said. And what I think might happen is Chase U might try and win. They're about to win, but Duke Hudson does something and takes them out and like turns and puts the Schism mask on and joins them because they're all among us. I think that would be really interesting because I don't see Duke. Like I like Duke in the role of like
there is a bit of a divide, isn't there?
Exactly.
There's a bit of a divide.
There's a bit of, and during the Tyler Bate match versus Von Wagner, I really love that he pulled down the rope, but Tyler Bate constantly goes for that fucking springing like arm lariat. Was he trying to pull down the rope hoping he'd go for that and fuck up? Or was he pulling down the rope to help Tyler dive? That's a big question. I like just feel like there's little hints that they've been putting around that I'm like really enjoying. And that's why I think Schism might end up taking it. I fucking love Schism, by the way, don't get me. Joe Gacy is like such a talent that I'm happy to have. And
Upside Down World, the clothesline, the lariat that he does, beyond incredible.
I know they're gonna do a spot where like him and Tyler both do it at the same time and hit each other. Like it's gonna be crazy.
I'm looking forward to it. And as much as it's kind of a match that like, yes, I'm looking forward to, but I'm kind of like, if we look based off talent, Schism has it every time. Besides Tyler Bate. If Tyler Bate was not in that, then it's not even close.
That's why I think they're gonna get screwed, because like Tyler Bate is in that match, and like there's but that's it. I think Tyler Bate should have been maybe doing something else personally, but like I rather him on the card than not on the card at all.
Well, speak about doing something else. Kiana James has been doing something around Fallon Henley's back, with potentially someone else that's not Jensen. And they're going to be going against Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn for the NXT Women's Championships. And I honestly can say that I don't mind the team of Kiana and Fallon, but when you think of a dominant team, I think you need to put Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn. Again, if you want to talk about eerie and terrifying, you have to put those two in it, right? Isla Dawn kind of just appeared and was killing Alba, Fyre for a while, while she was going through toxic attraction, all that jazz. And now they're going against the lawyer and the cowgirl. And as much as it kind of still works though, because of like her being in love or potentially in love with Jensen and whatnot. I think it is too black and white to see Fallon potentially give fuck over excuse my language, Henley and whatnot in this match. I can't see it, right? Because I think that is too on the nose. I think Jensen, if anything, is going to potentially side with Fallon, and this will then screw over Fallon.
It's gonna be deeper. She's not gonna do it. It's gonna be the help of the board.
And my thing is, if they're breaking up Jensen and whatnot, that's one thing. However, I still think, regardless of this, I do not believe that they're keeping their. If they do, then it has to end in something that is all like a tight-knit family, and I can't see that happening coming Saturday. I feel like Isla Dawn and Alba Fyre are going to pick up the titles, and they're going to have that conversation that no one wants to have on Tuesday about, okay, you were not in the game, and this is what got us to this point. Can you finally tell Jensen what is going on? I think that's what's happening. I feel
I think the storyline perfectly explains kind of what wrestling is to some people. It's like wrestling is this really cool sport where people kick the shit out of each other, but it's also a story. There's something, and sometimes it's about love, and sometimes it's about secrets. And because of a tag team, what do you need in a tag team? You can't have secrets in a tag team. And that's what I love about wrestling, is you're able to go see the behind the scenes shit that's been going on. And I really love like the little segments with them. They're a little cringy sometimes, but they're really enjoyable.
They're cringy but cute, there's something about it.
And that's what I love, is that like that mindset is going to stay with them in that match. And I think that that's what's so fun about this, is that they're even fighting such an evil team that like fucks with their head too. So it's like, now you're already, your head's not in the game because of every drama little thing that's going on backstage, but now your head's not in the game because you have scary opponents. I think you're 100% right. I also think I 100% agree with you. I think that both teams are going to split the Fallon and Kiana James team with and then the two boys, I forget their little trucker team name.
Jensen and Briggs.
Jensen and Briggs, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I think both those teams are going to split, and then probably next pay-per-view they're going to end up like having like a woman and man.
Yeah, I think like a mixed tag, because it seems like Fallon Henley is caring too much about Jensen, and I don't know if it's the fact that it's almost like a love triangle, or I don't know if it's the fact where they might have Brooks and Fallon be at odds, right? I don't know what that is going to lead to, or maybe they tag team, like you were saying, like the mixed tag team type thing, which I wouldn't mind either. But if it's a cohesive team, and if it's something that allows for them to almost get like this, like the way type thing that we had before with Gargano and with Candice and with them, it would be nice too. I just we just need to distinguish, this is the line and this is where we're at. And I feel like we're not going to get that right at Stand and Deliver, but I think right after we will.
I really hope so, because like I really enjoy this team, and I can't wait to see like what continues on. Like I really enjoy like their little segments and every like little story that's been going on with them, and I can't wait to see it further.
Talking about seeing it further. Seeing it further. This has been a while, bro. This has been a while coming. Because ever since after War Games and Johnny Gargano being taken off NXT, he now returns to go against the Grayson and Waller effect. And the megastar that he's turning out to be, going against Shawn Michaels, and now also going against Johnny Wrestling himself as Stand and Deliver. Grayson Waller will take on Johnny Gargano in an unsanctioned match at NXT Stand and Deliver. And this is going to be a good match. This is going to be a really good match. And I think this confirms what we already know. No matter the outcome, I think it is safe to say, whether it is on Monday, whether it's on Friday, or if it's during the next draft that we have, very soon you are going to see Grayson Waller and the Grayson Waller effect up on Raw or on SmackDown. Grayson
call
is
up.
beyond an amazing talent, and he deserves to be up top. And I think with the storyline, you're already seeing that. They're just making it meta. They're just making it more and more what we already know.
They're giving
And
him that like match
feel-
against the higher up.
I feel like he doesn't need a win here. Grayson doesn't need a win here. I think Gargano more needs the win because of like the hard storytelling. However, if this is Grayson's last match in NXT, I think Grayson takes the win. And I feel like he's been losing a lot, which is why my pick for this match is Grayson Waller taking the win against Johnny Gargano, getting a heel thing happening right before, and a win potentially before he heads up to, I believe, Monday Night Raw.
That you're not wrong, Matt. There's kind of a lot on the line here. Like this match is kind of, it's also in an unsanctioned match, so it's gonna be no rules. Which is well deserving because he attacked him outside his.
Keep in mind, last time Johnny Gargano had weaponry and like a big feud like this was him against Tommaso Ciampa, and that was probably the best times of NXT. So keep in mind how great this match can be, guys.
I remember that match. That was a really good match. They had some fucking crazy matches, and that's exactly it. Like these two are gonna they're gonna tear it down for sure. This match is gonna be intense. Though I'm not saying this is what I think, but I think if you're right and Grayson Waller does win, I don't think he's gonna get the call up. I think he's gonna want to fight HBK. That's been something he's been wanting to do forever. He's been wanting to fight. He even said, "I want to fight you at Stand and Deliver." He said, "No, you're fighting this man, Gargano." So here's the thing: Gargano, I think, is gonna end up winning this match. And I think maybe Dexter Lumis might get involved. I don't know, because it's again unsanctioned. It's his tag team partner on the main roster. I think Gargano kind of needs to win this match. It's like if he gets beaten by Waller, like there has to be something at least. Like I need like something like violent to happen. Like he's about to like smash Candace in the face with the chair if like he doesn't like, I don't know, something like submit or some bullshit. Like I don't know.
If that is the case,
just something to elevate Grayson.
If Grayson does lose this match, I feel like again, I don't think he needs a win. As much as I say that he keeps losing and whatnot, Grayson's already elevated to the level new match. No matter if he wins or loses matches. Kind of like Seth Rollins, right? You already know he's amazing. He could lose every match the rest of the year. It's still Seth freaking Rollins. But Gargano, they're not really doing too much with him. And I feel like what they're potentially leading towards is also bringing up Indy Hartwell. Now, what we can potentially use with this is, the way. Yeah, it's the way potentially forming. However, Austin Theory will not be a part of that.
Okay. I don't remember how they did it. Was it this?
I think it was that. But
Austin Theory was in the way. That's true.
Regardless, I think we're gonna have that whole family dynamic come back up.
That would be a lot of
with
fun.
Index and with
Candace is on Raw too. So that'd be
and I feel like they're leading towards that. Now, if that is happening and he doesn't get the match against Grayson, or Grayson doesn't get the match against Sean, he's gonna keep retaliating against Gargano. And I feel like this is where you bring him onto Raw. If he gets pissed off so much of the fact that he can't fight whatever, he literally will show up back on Raw, because Grayson Waller has been on Raw before. If you guys remember correctly, he came in during one of things, and they kind of did a thing there, and then they also did something with him and Dolph Ziggler. So they have done it before. So I have a funny feeling that it might lead towards that. If he loses, I still think eventually they need to have a big moment with him, at where he just takes over, because that's basically what they're looking towards, right? They don't call it NXT takeovers anymore. But I honestly think that when Triple H tells us, guys, that it's going to be a huge Monday Night Raw after Mania, yes, he might be blowing smoke, but he's not blown smoke yet. And I have a funny feeling Grayson's going to be part of that smoke. There's more that I think, but I think Grayson's part of that.
I think, man, that's the thing, is I feel like there's so much more for Grayson to do on NXT. Like, he is such a star, but there's so much for him to do. And I think a match against Sean, or winning the belt even maybe in the future, it's this, like, I hope something in the future.
But does he need it? Does he need it though? It's like Austin Theory, for example.
That he wouldn't need it, but
it's like Austin Theory, for example. He never won a title.
I mean, yeah, but Austin Theory sucks.
I know, but now he's facing
like,
against John Cena on Saturday, right? He's opening WrestleMania in LA. And as much as yes, he sucks, he's doing his job properly. Right, he's elevating. We hate him. It's a good thing. He's meant to be hated, right? So who's to say, right?
That's fair, but that's the thing, is I don't think Gargano could really take a loss right now either. Like, there's gonna have to be something to make him lose this match, because like he goes back to NXT, called from HBK just to take a L. That'd be so. Ooh. Let us know what you guys think.
By your reaction itself,
what you guys think.
If we have that feeling,
let us know what you guys think, guys. We need to know. What do you think, Gargano, Wale? This is a debate.
And you know, it's also a debate why we like or dislike this next match, where we have Wesley taking on Ilya Dragunov, JD Mcdonaugh, Dragon Lee, and Axiom, who just won the match in this last NXT to be the 5th and final man, a part of this 5-man matchup. Now, I have some thoughts about this match. I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's actually going to be an incredible match.
I agree. I'm not.
However, there are two people that I don't believe should be in this match, and I think Dev also probably echoes the same sentiment.
3. I personally say 3.
Okay, I think I know your third, but
I have some I just like.
But overall, I think right now Wesley's been on a roll with the North American Championship, and it's been honestly the best thing about NXT recently. I'm going to be brutally honest. As much as I love Braun, as much as I love Carmelo, as much as I love everything we're talking about with the NXT title and potentially the women's title, the best part about NXT recently has been Wesley's open challenges. And then now you add in amazing competitors. Phenomenal competitors that I love watching in and itself, right? And now you add them all together in this one match. Now, do I believe certain people should be a part of this match? Do I think they should be on their own? Yes. But reality is we have this match as all 5 of them. I think it's going to be a brutal, high-flying, and overall show-stopping match that you're going to be talking about for a very long time.
I agree. This is going to be a crazy match.
Because Axiom, I can watch Axiom for hours, right?
He is a lot of fun.
Wesley, I can also watch him for hours. His devastating, finishing maneuver, the cardiac kick, literally is something of beauty to watch, right?
It's crazy.
And then you also have Dragon Lee's debut in NXT. Now, Do I want it to be in this match and him have this elevated thing because he just got here and just deserves it? No. However, I think
makes sense. Like,
he's kind of in that spotlight right at the beginning, and I hope that he can shine. And then here we are now with Ilya, JD, who are literally there to, yes, elevate the match, of course, but to bring in brutality. Ilya will literally die in that ring every time he fights. He is beyond an insane human being. And then JD, we already know he's a psychopath. So my thing is,
it's a hard match to predict too.
It's not a hard match to predict. It's a very easy match to predict.
It's one of 3 people.
I think Wesley's keeping it. And it's pretty simple. Why? So
I don't like this.
Ilya and JD are fighting against each other, right? Dragon Lee literally have just came in. They're not going to give him the title. There's no way. So now it's what? Down to Axiom and Wesley. What has Axiom proven? Yes, I love Axiom. Don't get me wrong. And he's amazing.
Battle Royal. Won a crazy Battle Royal.
Yes.
He kind of proves himself how heavy in that match.
But you get what I mean.
Also,
right?
Wesley been mad rude just dodging him like that this whole time. No.
I know, but it's between those two, right? But then think about it from a champion's point of view, right? A lot better on the mic. As much as I love Axiom, Wesley's a hell of a lot better on the mic. By far. Right? As for someone caring more for one person than the other, I think you just need to care for Wesley because he's that underdog that come. Yes, Axiom's doing that, but Axiom's not at the same level yet as Wesley with that because he hasn't had to battle for the North American champion as long. Or championship as long, right? So right there, you kind of already know the outcome. One of the two. Ilya and Jordan, Devlin, Mcdonaugh. The only reason why they would get it is to fight against each other and potentially get that time. It's the only reason why they.
I literally hate that they're in this match because you said it earlier. It's to like elevate this match. Their whole rivalry is just literally gonna like this match kind of like fucks their rivalry in my opinion. Why would you throw them in a 5-way match? You can use this fatal 5-way. Axiom, Wesley, Nathan Frazier, Dijak, a fucking the Scratches, Scurbs Kid, whatever the fuck, Dragon Lee. Like you could put 5 stars who could be elevated in this match, like Axiom, like people who actually need this match. But no, like you add Drangonov and JD, which I get it, like it makes sense. There's probably not enough room on the card. You want to build the rivalry, but don't use a title match with 5 dudes that you can literally do so much more better with to elevate these two. Like fuck these two, make them do their own separate thing. Sorry for hitting my mic. But fuck these two, make them do their own separate thing. This makes like this whole, and then the Dragon Lee thing is like, it's cool. But then like this, like I literally thought to myself, I'm like, why is Dijak not in this match? Yes, Wesley beat him, but he like put on such a crazy fight. But then Dragon Lee's in this. Like it's just like you don't need to prove yourself to be in this match. Like
but that's the thing. I feel like what you were saying, Nathan Frazier takes up JD's spot.
Nathan Frazier,
right?
Exactly.
Dijak takes up Ilya's spot. And then even if you do have Dragon Lee return, it still seems more believable that they still want another chance at the championship. You know what I mean?
I accept Dragon Lee in this match, for the fact because like I get it, like to put butts in the seats, like you know it's a big debut.
And also keep in mind, stand and deliver, right? They're fine.
He's a big name or whatever. Like I don't know. I feel like I respect at least that they're looking at like the independent way. Like people are gonna know Dragon Lee, but like I mean if you don't, like that's unfortunate. But that's it. Like JD and Drangonov, like I get why they're in this match. It like you could have just made like that a singles match, another match on the card.
We could have done without it for sure. Like, but overall, I think we both.
It's gonna be a crazy match. I think Wesley's gonna win, but if he does, he's gonna end up fighting Dragon Lee at the next match. If Axiom wins this, it's like Wesley's not getting pinned. It's gonna be like a triple threat at the next pay-per-view. Like,
which I'm perfectly okay with. Axiom versus Wesley versus Dragon Lee. I'm okay with that too.
I definitely think Wesley's gonna win though.
I
just don't see him.
But then who? But that's the thing. Then who takes the title off of him too?
I think that's when he has a singles match with Dragon Lee. Like, he's gonna. That's the thing too. It's like having Dragon Lee just thrown into this match. Like I don't know. I guess Wesley's like adrenaline and like I love the rush of fighting new people and not knowing who it's gonna be. A lot of fun. I get it, but like this is gonna they're probably. I get it.
My thing is it's gonna be a fatal mistake because if he loses the title, then what do you have on Wesley now? Right? Because as much as Wesley, yes, like the whole North American underdog championship and to give everyone a chance. If he now loses this match after he gives everyone a chance, there goes everything.
Yeah, it kind of removes his
everything
credibility. But it also shows like, yo, like act smart. Like you shouldn't be having an open challenge for your title, you dumbass. Like he's clearly doing it for the adrenaline.
But after that, then where does he go from there?
Yeah, kind of. His tag team partner comes back.
He can't. That's a whole scandal. He can't.
I mean, we can get into Austin Theory scandals, but we should get on to the next match.
Talk about scandal, and we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds. We have a 6-woman ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship, and it was originally 5, but now it's 6. After this week's NXT, and that's why we're going to be talking about that scandal very, very soon. But we have Lyra Valkyria, the winged psycho. I would say honestly, she's probably the most one of the most psychotic in this match. Then we have also one who I think will be called up soon, and we saw her in the women's world. That of Zoe Stark, who has been gripping for that title for a very long time, and we haven't seen her grab it yet. Then we also have that of Indy Hartwell, part of Index, now trying to be her own person and try and get that one last shot at the NXT Championship. Then we have the 3 that many people know. Tiffany Stratton came back after a long hiatus, and has now been on this road to being that. And I think I have a Tiffany epiphany. I think that she's going to be forced to be reckoned with in this match. She's probably the most strongest in this match, maybe followed by Zoe Stark or Indy Hart, but Stratton is definitely someone not to sleep on. Then we have that of Gigi Dolan, now Toxic Attraction. Some call her the hottest of Toxic Attraction. Some call her the most fierce. Some call her the most psychotic. Gigi Dolan now has a singles run. Can she grasp it? And if she does this mean that JC Jane will be coming back to then avenge and getting that title? Who's to say? But our last and final competitor that came in on last NXT and pled her case to that of Shawn Michaels was that of Roxanne Perez after losing to after winning against Miko Saranata. Now these other 5 women, and after passing out and having this whole thing that we thought she was going to lose the title, now she's back to avenge and actually get a victory again, and overcome this anxiety whole thing that we were talking about with Shawn Michaels on the last NXT. Now
that was pretty cool. I like that they're using that as a storyline. Like I think it's like something.
I don't mind. I think it's something real, but it's also
a little silly. They could have did it a bit better, personally.
It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Or just keep her out. Like I don't know.
She didn't have to pass out, and then magically she comes back right before the biggest pay-per-view to defend her championship.
Yeah,
If she was defending her championship anyway, it would have been good because I don't think Roxanne is keeping this title. I don't think she is.
Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool idea. Like, she was gone, like we all thought it was gonna be, and then magically comes back, big face moment, ooh, fun. Like, it's a cool idea in hindsight, but then like you don't think about the character that happens to. Like, the anxiety story is very cool, but then it's like the character kind of like derails, and like you're kind of like coursing off now. Like, she was becoming, like, she literally did the biggest win of her, like beating Mika. Like, I remember that, like that was crazy. Mika, and that match was insane. But
sorry if we pronounced it wrong, by the way.
Exactly.
But yeah,
I honestly watch a lot of it muted, so pardon. But this is the thing too, is that like Roxanne, this was like a weird way to put her in the match. I think you could have just like had her written off, and then she just appears on Raw, which is what we all thought. Like, they also killed Toxic Attraction, which really bothered me that they did that like really early on. I really enjoyed that team between Gigi and Jane, but this is the thing.
Which is why I am leading toward JC potentially getting this championship, or not JC, Gigi potentially getting this championship off of Roxanne. Now, I know she hasn't had a huge run, but out of every woman that is a match, I think who can hold it the most and who has the best promo skills and the best attraction overall is that of Gigi Dolan. Roxanne Perez, yes, she's a prodigy, and she's gonna do or SmackDown, whichever one they lead her towards. But I think it's safe to say very soon, if not this week coming up, she will be on one of the main brands. If she does lose the title.
I do think she'll be losing that belt. I think they're gonna do something like she's in that ring and like she passes out or something, like halfway through the match. Like, she has the opportunity to win and she's about to climb the ladder and then blah, passes out.
The only
really
issue
fun.
that might be happening with this though is if she has this whole pass out thing, if that leads up to the main roster, that might be something that not many people might like.
You're a really good talent, but you keep passing out because you have anxiety. So
my thing is, like,
it's an interesting storyline.
Now that she's a champion, okay, she suffers with anxiety and she needs to over.
Yeah.
You just said that, and now if she loses, she hasn't overcome it. So my thing is, I do believe Gigi Dolan's going to be getting the title, but if she is moving up to Raw, she needs to overcome something first. So it might not be next week on Raw, but it might be something after that.
My big problem is Roxanne's in this match. Minus, like, I like that, like the way they did it. Like, I'm glad she's in it. It's gonna be a very fun match either way, and I honestly can't wait. Though I don't think you're right. I don't think Gigi's gonna come out the champion. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck's gonna come out the champion. I think breaking up Toxic Attraction again, then give Gigi the belt is kind of fucked up when Indy Hartwell and Zoe Starks are in this match, and these are literally two women who kill. And I think it would be really well on. And even before I thought Indy was gonna win this match, like, I knew she wasn't even in it yet. And I was like, I think Indy's gonna win this match. I'm between Indy and Zoe, but more leaning towards Indy because I think this is a good time to give her the belt. But with that being said, I also think they might call her up, so that's why I'm forced more towards Zoe.
I feel like the safe option out of everyone that we're talking about calling up, and he's because there's already people upstairs that they're waiting for that to happen, right? So
like Index, bro, we need Index back, bro. I miss them. But I'm between Zoe and Indy because like they just. Like, and
honestly, if we're going between half, I think for me it's either Gigi or Roxanne. If Roxanne does it,
I'll just say Zoe. I'll say Zoe. I think Zoe's gonna win it. I think saying 2 is cheating. I'll say Zoe.
Okay. So I'm gonna stick with Gigi, but yeah,
Zoe's
you know.
Win, bro. If Indy wins, I switch my vote.
The thing is, there's so many. Like, yes, these predictions, guys, are roughly how we view NXT right now, and we're just looking at it from storyline point of view, right? Where these stories are something that's been building, and we just want to make sure that the best story is being told. And again, like I was saying with Roxanne, you know, you don't want her to be basically chewed up when she goes upstairs because has this whole anxiety thing, which by all means, people who suffer with anxiety, I completely understand. It happens. It's his thing. But
I think it would be a good storyline, but make her overcome it a bit, that she can make it.
She needs to overcome it before she gets to the main roster, because
I think it would be a good storyline on the main roster. Like, she's having like hardships in her matches because of her anxiety. Like, that'd be really interesting. But like, change it from the passing out and more of her like.
Because my thing is, they kind of had like that new girl-esque thing with Ilya, and then she flustered out. Now she's hurt. That was the whole thing, right? So I don't want the same thing to happen to Roxanne, because I think she's an amazing talent. And if you want to call her the prodigy, then she needs to be the prodigy that doesn't pass out every time she gets an achievement, right?
Kind of like that. They make her the prodigy, but she's not like a perfect prodigy. Like, she just has her flaws, which is a lot of fun. I think there's a lot you could do with that, and I think NXT is honestly that place where they're gonna build her and not call her up right away. If she's like doing that, like maybe have her overcome this anxiety, she does more. Maybe even the day we learned it wasn't even anxiety. The doctor said it was a concussion, and she lied about it so she could get into the show. I don't think that would happen though.
No, I can't see that.
I don't think that would happen though.
But you know what's also going to be very fun? Seeing the youngest main event in NXT history.
This is going to be nuts.
The two people that, no matter who comes out of this, we know that NXT is in good hands. Whether it be Braun Breaker, whether it be Carmelo Hayes, we know that NXT is in good hands moving forward. I think, honestly, Carmelo can come up at any point and face against some of the best and biggest stars in NXT. But I also believe the same thing can happen with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is the son of Rick Steiner, and his uncle is that of Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. And these guys are Hall of Famers now, and Braun is a Hall of Famer in the making very soon. He is beyond an incredible specimen that we never saw was coming, and he's been the champion for many days. And I think him will be taking over the championship. And I believe that NXT is going to be in Carmelo Hayes' court as we move into the next phase of NXT. Yes.
I have a question, sir. Is Carmelo Hayes a champion?
He is not.
Why did I think he was a champion?
You remember him as the A champion. You remember as a North American champion. He was the reigning North American champion in history, if I remember correctly.
I remember him losing that belt. I remember him as the North American champion.
He did. He lost a championship. And
Wesley?
I believe it was Wesley, yes.
Interesting. Okay, I thought he was still a champion. My votes on this match have
now I think he's ready to take that championship. I think he's been ready to take the championship.
I do agree, but it feels too obvious that he's gonna win.
That's the thing. I don't think there's anyone else that they can put against Braun Breaker that it actually works. I'm gonna be honest. There's no one higher.
Trick Williams, no.
There's nobody.
This match is gonna be intense. It's gonna go crazy, but I do think Carmelo might actually win. But are they gonna call it Braun? Is it his time?
I believe so. I think Braun will be called up on the Raw after Mania. I think Braun is gonna make a huge impact the minute he comes up. I think NXT is now in good hands, and it's been in good hands. They want NXT to not have Braun. It seems like even the NXT universe is now over Braun being. So if that is the case, have a fine farewell against the other best person in NXT. Because I would also love to see Carmelo Hayes versus Grayson Waller for the championship. I'd also love to see Carmelo Hayes versus Axiom and these guys and all these other stars, right? We haven't seen it.
Hayes No, actually, with that being, I actually hope Carmelo wins this because I really want him to like elevate the brand. He most definitely will. He's gonna be the face that like, he's gonna be him, bro. Like he's been proving himself constantly too. Let's not get this wrong. Like Carmelo is every time he's in that ring, 110. Same with Braun, but I really enjoy Carmelo. He's just everything he does. Braun
And that's
Breaker, I think it's time for him to take that L, man. Time for him to lose. I thought he was gonna lose against Jinder, honestly.
I don't think there's another human being on NXT's roster that can really take the title from Braun.
After he didn't lose it to Jinder,
realistically,
like, I don't know.
Realistically, you have Braun that Braun's already faced Jinder Mahal. He's already faced Von Wagner. He's already faced our Apollo Crews, a former champion, former Intercontinental champion. Right.
He beat Grayson Waller as well.
He beat Grayson Waller twice, technically, right?
Grayson.
He's been running through everybody, right? Besides Carmelo Hayes, they haven't touched, and there's a reason why. I think now with the grandest days in the mall for NXT, he now switches gears and goes from NXT to WWE.
Also,
main roster. Couple days.
Segment ever when they did their contract signing, putting Pretty Deadly through the table. That was my favorite thing in the world. We need drama. Picks them up and puts them through, and that brings on the
drama at NXT. Stand and deliver with these two. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind.
This is gonna be a crazy match. This whole pay-per-view is gonna be a crazy match. I cannot wait for NXT Stand and Deliver. Like we said in the beginning, we have our problems, but they just been delivering so well that it's hard not to be excited for this. And you have to think about it too. Realistically, they can't. If they could have a lot of matches, I'm sure they would. But I can't wait for this. April 1st, can't wait for NXT Stand and Deliver.
Guys, we are on the road to WrestleMania. We are on the last leg of this course, and we are in WrestleMania week. And Stand and Deliver is the first stop on our journey. And Pretty Deadly is going to start hosting this, and we're going to have a huge match at the end there. But we're going to have multiple amazing matches beforehand. And I honestly cannot wait to see Stand and Deliver on April 1st at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, here on WWE Network, Peacock, or wherever else you can find WWE content, guys. But as for us here at MoreMadViews, we are gonna say goodbye, and we'll see you all on the next video. But before we do, don't forget to like this video, to comment on this video, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified on all future videos. There's much more coming. And also check out all our Instagram, Twitter, and every other social media platform down below. And know that there's WWE content coming your way as we hop into Hollywood and have the red carpet swaying nice and beautiful red everywhere, and the beautiful gold and black all around us as we hop in to WrestleMania 39, which you guys will see our predictions very, very soon, guys. So keep it locked here on MoreMadViews, and we will see you all on the next video. And don't forget to see our vision.